Good morning, dear cadets. So again I am here to teach you methods of preparation of ether. So yesterday I have completed the introduction of ether, then isomerism, nomenclature, IUPAC, structure of functional group, okay, and the most important was the metamerism. In ether special kind of isomerism is found, that is metamerism. What is the meaning of metamerism? Different arrangement of alkyl group around the functional group. Today I am going to teach you the very important aspects of ether, and that is the methods of preparation of ether. Okay, so as far as methods of preparation of ethers are concerned, only two methods are given in the NCERT book, and I will also teach only two methods. So first one is by dehydration of alcohol. So let us begin with dehydration of alcohol. Okay, so just see, first one is dehydration of alcohol. Just see, this is alcohol, ethyl alcohol. Just see, when I was teaching you alcohol, at that time I taught you dehydration of alcohol. Okay, so just see here, dehydration of alcohol, main product is alkene. At that time I taught. Now here I am writing dehydration of alcohol is one of the method of preparation of ether also. Means what is there? From the alcohol we can prepare, this is alcohol. From this alcohol we can prepare two compound. One is ethene, just see I wrote here, and another one is ether. This is ether. Okay, but condition is different. What are the condition? Just see. Dehydration of alcohol takes place at 443 Kelvin. Then alkene will be the product, ethene. And what should be the presence here? Protic acid, H3PO4 or H2SO4 should be present here. Here also, this is also dehydration of alcohol only. Just see here, protic acid is only present, but temperature is here 413 Kelvin. So please remember the temperature. Here means from the alcohol or during the course of dehydration of alcohol, you can get the alkene when temperature is 443 Kelvin. But during the course of dehydration of alcohol, if temperature is near about 413 Kelvin, the product will be the ether. Okay, this is one thing. And why I am comparing this one? Because out of two, 100% you are going to have in the examination as a question. Okay, so it is better to see what is the difference. Okay, so first thing is over. Now condition, what is the condition? Individual reaction also I wrote here. CH3CH2OH, concentrate H2SO4, 443 Kelvin temperature. Ethene is the product plus H2O. Similarly, if you will take two molecules of ethyl alcohol and condition, same thing here. Concentrate H2SO4. Here there is a bit difference in the conditions also. Here in first case means when ethene is the product, during the course of dehydration of alcohol, then H2SO4 should be in excess quantity. Okay, so I wrote here condition. What is the first condition? For see, this is the line, means this line indicate that whatever things I have written this side, this is for the formation of alkene. Whatever I wrote this side, that is for the formation of ether. So for the formation of ethene, what is the first condition? Temperature should be 443 Kelvin and H2SO4 should be in excess. Here what is the condition? Here condition is temperature should be 413 Kelvin. 413 Kelvin, 413 Kelvin. Means here temperature is less, here temperature is more. Why? This is also question. See, actually dehydration means when ethene is the product during the course of dehydration of alcohol, it is one kind of elimination reaction, and elimination takes place at higher temperature. Okay, and here what is there? This is one type of nucleophilic substitution reaction, means when ether is formed and substitution reaction takes place at low temperature, that is why temperature is less. Here H2SO4 should be excess, here alcohol should be in excess. Means just see here also, here two molecules of alcohol is there, here only one molecules of alcohol is there. Okay, now what are the other characteristics? Just see, dehydration of alcohol when alkene is the product. So this is an example of dehydration and elimination reaction. Dehydration and elimination reaction. Okay, first one thing. And when ether is the product, this is an example of nucleophilic substitution reaction and dehydration. And dehydration. Please write down this one also. Means both are dehydration only, but difference is there. What is the difference? This is elimination reaction. This is substitution reaction. What kind of substitution? Nucleophilic substitution reaction. Actually, this is also nucleophilic substitution reaction. In further further 1-2 minutes you will come to know what kind of substitution reaction this one, because this side I wrote the mechanism also. Okay, this is an example of SN2 mechanism, and this is an example of SN1 mechanism. Okay, remember this one. Order of dehydration of alcohol for better yield of alkene: 3 degree, 2 degree, 1 degree. Means 3 degree alcohol if you will take, then you will have the better yield of alkene. What about here? I wrote this side. Order of reactivity of alcohol for the better yield of ether: 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree. Okay, so to get the better yield of ether, alcohol should be of 1 degree. To get the better yield of alkene, alcohol should be of 3 degree. That is the difference. Okay. So this is all about the difference between the dehydration of alcohol when alkene is the product and dehydration of alcohol when ether is the product. Okay. So please remember these conditions. Okay. Now for better understanding, I am comparing here mechanism also. Of course, this mechanism of dehydration of alcohol already I taught. Okay. But here, since we have to compare, that is why I wrote both mechanism, and I am not wasting time because already I wrote the mechanism. Just see. As far as the mechanism of dehydration of alcohol is concerned, this is an example of SN1 mechanism. What is the meaning of SN1 mechanism? Means reaction is taking place in 2 steps and carbocation will be formed, but rate of reaction will depends upon the concentration of carbocation. This is an example of mechanism of formation of ether from alcohol. This is an example of SN2 mechanism. So what is the meaning of SN2 mechanism? Reaction will be completed in 1 step and the rate of reaction will depends upon the alcohol concentration plus attacking nucleophile concentration. Okay, SN2 mechanism means reaction here, tetrahedral structure will be there, transition state will form, isn't it? Now nucleophile will attack from rear side, all those things, basics of SN1 and SN2 mechanism. And still what I am observing in the YouTube video, that the day in which I taught substitution nucleophile, unimolecular and bimolecular, still people have not watched that video. And see, throughout the organic chemistry, everywhere SN1, SN2 mechanism is there. Now still time is there, please watch those videos, isn't it? Where in chapter number 1 of organic chemistry, I taught you nucleophilic substitution reaction. Please watch that one. Okay. So just see, what is the first step? Protonation of alcohol. Here also protonation of alcohol. In first step both are similar. When alcohol is protonated, just see, these reactions are taking place in presence of protic acids. I wrote here, these two are protic acids. Protic acid means which furnish proton. So H2SO4 furnished H positive. Now in this step only, here oxygen has got the lone pair of electron and this will be protonated. So protonation of alcohol, this is protonated alcohol. Protonated alcohol. This is protonated alcohol or not? Yes. Form this one. Now see, second step is different. See, here this is following the SN1 mechanism, and in SN1 mechanism formation of carbocation is must. So this bond will be broken from here, and here H2O will form. H2O will form and ethyl carbocation is generated here. Just see, CH3 CH2 positive, okay, plus H2O is generated or not? Here what would be there? Here what would be there? Third step is loss of proton. So one proton will be lost from here and now alkene will be the product. Okay, loss of proton, H positive. Okay, no problem, no issue. But here second step is different. Here formation of carbocation is must. Here what is there? Here 2 molecules of alcohol you have taken. Just see. So 1 molecules of alcohol is protonated. Protonated or not? This is protonated alcohol. Protonated alcohol. 1 molecule. And second molecule, just see. Nucleophilic attack of unprotonated alcohol molecules. Nucleophilic attack of unprotonated alcohol molecules. On this one, this is oxonium ion. Oxygen has received here positive charge. So this is oxonium ion. Just see. Now place is less, so I will write this side. Just now these are not required here. Just see here. See, this is CH3, CH2O. This is the second molecules of, this is unprotonated alcohol. Plus, you should write this one, CH3, CH2O, here positive sign, here protonated, and here what is there? H. That is there. Now try to understand. This oxygen has received positive charge. Okay. So positive charge means electron deficient. So what it will do? It will take the electron, attract the electron which is present between this C and oxygen. Okay. Then this will emerge as a electron deficient center. And now this is nucleophile. What is this one? Unprotonated alcohol is nucleophile. What is this one? Nucleophile. Now this will attack here. So when it will attack here, just see what would be the structure. Now CH3, this will attack here with this oxygen atom. Okay. So now CH3, CH2 and O, isn't it? Here H. Here positive sign was there. Positive sign. Protonated alcohol act as a nucleophile, because alcohol is a versatile compound. Already I taught this one. So up to here H and H, and with this oxygen only this second molecules will be attached. Okay. So just see second molecules of alcohol. Second molecules means CH3, CH2, and here what is there? OH. Okay. Now just see. When it will attach with this one, then what would be there? Now bond will be breaking from here. Just a minute. Let me create the space, then will tell you. Okay. So just see here. This second molecules of alcohol which is unprotonated, now oxygen has got lone pair of electron. So this will attack on this carbon atom, CH2 carbon atom, because this is electron deficient. Why it is electron deficient? Because this oxygen has received a positive charge, means this oxygen has got the electron deficiency. So it will attract the electron which is present between carbon and oxygen. Now here I made the transition state, and in transition state carbon will exhibit the pentavalent. Okay. This is leaving group. Just see. This OH is this side. Okay. These two H is this one. 1, 2. Okay. And CH3 will go up. This is tetrahedral transition state. Okay. This is attacking alcohol. Means this molecules is, just see, up to here attacking alcohol is there. This is leaving group is there. Okay. Transition state is there or not? Transition state. Now just see in this transition state is tetrahedral. Just see, this is tetrahedral structure. In NCERT book what they have done, they have removed this H2O, but here I wrote SN1 mechanism. That is why I am writing here. Here second molecules of alcohol is attacking here. Just check here, and it will attack from oxygen side only, because oxygen is only having lone pair of electron. So just see, this is transition state. And see, in SN1 mechanism, nucleophile always attack from rear side. So it is attacking on this carbon atom from rear side. Okay, now just see, only 2 electron, because that electron is about to make bond. Another pair of electron is about to make bond with this carbon atom. Now just see, now remove this one because this is leaving group, so plus here H2O. What is left here? Just see, CH3 CH2. Okay, and now here oxygen, one lone pair, this is H, and here also CH2 CH3. This is, we can write now CH3 CH2, just check, CH2 CH3. Now this is normal one, normal molecules. Now just see here, what is the third step? Here third step was loss of proton. Here also what is the third step? Loss of proton only. Just see, lose this proton. Just see, another one, third step from here, loss of proton, right? Loss of proton. So this proton will be lost. So what is the molecules here? CH3 CH2O, here CH2. When it will lose na, it will give their electron to this oxygen. So here CH2 CH3 plus H positive. Loss of proton is there. Now you have got the diethyl ether. Okay, so this mechanism is important for you. So just see, only one step is different. Which one? Second step is very important. So why second step is different? Because this is following the SN1 mechanism and this is following the SN2 mechanism. That is why difference is there. In SN1 mechanism, formation of carbocation should be there. In SN2 mechanism, transition state should be for. Nucleophile should attack from rear side, and in transition state what is there? Leaving group and attacking nucleophile both coexist. And now what would be there? At that time carbon tetrahedral structure would be there. Still the valency is 4 only. Carbon valency is 4 only, because this is equal to half bond, this is equal to half bond. 1, 2, 3, half bond equal to 4. So meaning of transition state means the attacking reagent and leaving group both coexist and following loss of leaving group. So just see, leaving group is water. This is there. Okay, so I hope that you understood the mechanism of formation of ether. Okay, now try to understand. Now with the help of this mechanism we can explain order also. Here what is the order of reactivity of alcohol for the better yield of ether? 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree. And now try to understand, if you will take 1 degree, then only better yield of ether will be there. If you will take 3 degree, then what would be there? Now this carbocation, this is carbocation or not? This will be hindered by many bulky alkyl group. So nucleophile attack would not be here. Okay, that is why 1 degree alcohol will give the better yield of ether. Because if it is bulky, means if you will take 2 degree and 3 degree, so many alkyl group will be there, and all those alkyl group size is large. So when size is large, so they will cover the carbocation, and now nucleophile will not attack. That is why this is the order. And what is the meaning of teaching in so much detail about this one? Because anything can be asked, and now in pre-board you will get the glimpses of chemistry question paper. Okay, so each and everything is important, and from my side I am trying. Okay, so this is the comparison plus methods of preparation of ether from dehydration of alcohol. Both are dehydration of alcohol only, but difference is there. Means see, I also want to go Solapur, you also want to go Solapur, but what is there? I may go by train, you may go by flight. That is the difference. So mode is different, so the mode of mechanism is different here. Okay, and condition is also different. Since mechanism is different, so condition will also be different. And just see here, this both are dehydration, time and again I am telling you, but the formation of ether is an example of dehydration nucleophilic substitution reaction, and this one formation of alkene is an example of dehydration of elimination reaction, dehydration of elimination reaction, or you can say nucleophilic dehydration elimination reaction. This is nucleophilic, which nucleophilic? SN2 dehydration substitution reaction or nucleophilic substitution dehydration reaction. This is nucleophilic substitution elimination reaction. Okay, I hope that you understood. Once again, this is nucleophilic substitution elimination reaction. This one nucleophilic substitution dehydration reaction, you can write here nucleophilic substitution bracket SN2 dehydration reaction. Okay, what about this one? This is I am writing this side nucleophilic substitution bracket SN1 elimination reaction, and I hope that you know the meaning of elimination reaction. Elimination reaction means when atom or group of atom leaving from the same group are neighboring groups or neighboring carbon atom. When atoms or groups of atom eliminate or remove from the same carbon atom or adjacent carbon atom or neighboring carbon atom. That is, so here in this case, just see. Now see step number 3rd, where proton is in the step number this one, formation of carbocation. OH2 means protonated alcohol is losing water molecules from this carbon atom, but in next step, that is the loss of proton is lost from CH3 group. Here what is there? You can write this H2O is there na, so this will act as a nucleophile and it will abstract one proton from here. Okay, so you can put here H2O, this H2O here, because that will be the nucleophile and it will abstract. So here what would be there? H3O positive will be there. What would be there? H3O positive, and here please write H2O here. Okay, you can go through the mechanism of dehydration of alcohol. I taught this one. So this is the loss of proton. Okay, even if you will not write here water, then also there is no problem, isn't it? So if you are having any problem, don't write here water. Here just write H positive only, no issue, isn't it? Just lose one proton from here. Okay, that's all, no problem at all, everything is okay. Okay, yes. So in this way this mechanism is completely completed. One thing I forgot to put here, that is here on this oxygen only positive sign would be there, isn't it? But in this oxygen positive sign won't be there, because this oxygen is, because of lone pair of electron on this oxygen atom, it is nucleophile and it will attack on this carbon atom. Just you remember this one. Okay, now this oxygen is positive charge, protonated alcohol. This is first molecules of alcohol, that is protonated. This is second molecules of alcohol which is unprotonated. Remember this one, unprotonated. Okay, that's all. Okay, so now precautions of dehydration of alcohol for the formation of ether. there are certain precautions which are needed to be taken care of while dehydrating alcohol for the formation of ether. Number one, it is good method for the formation of symmetrical ether only, means from the dehydration of alcohol we can prepare only symmetrical ether. Second one, temperature should be maintained strictly at 413 Kelvin, otherwise some amount of alkene will also be formed. Temperature must be 413 Kelvin only. The moment temperature increases, then what would be there? Instead of substitution reaction, elimination reaction will start. Okay, always remember this one. And the moment elimination reaction starts, ethene will be the product or alkene will be the product. Okay, next one, alcohol should be taken in large excess. Now just see, I told you why alcohol should be taken in excess quantity, because second molecule should be unprotonated alcohol, that is only doing the nucleophilic attack in the step number 2 of mechanism. That is why at least 2 molecules of alcohol should be there, while for the formation of ethene or alkene 2 molecules of alcohol is not needed. That is why here what is there? To make one alcohol unprotonated, to make one alcohol unprotonated, what should be there? We should take excess quantity of alcohol, one thing. And here H2SO4 should not be in excess quantity, otherwise second molecules of alcohol will also be protonated, and the moment it is protonated, then who will do the nucleophilic attack? No one is there to do the nucleophilic attack. While in case of dehydration of alcohol, H2SO4 should be in excess, because whatever molecules of alcohol is there, all should be protonated. If they are protonated, then only alkene will be the product. Okay, so these are the major differences in dehydration of alcohol for the formation of alkene and ether. Okay, so I hope that you understood why alcohol should be taken in excess quantity. Last one is very important. Alcohol must be 1 degree only. If you will take 2 degree and 3 degree alcohol, then instead of substitution reaction, they will prefer the elimination reaction. 2 degree 3 degree alcohol, they always go for the elimination reaction. So alcohol must be 1 degree only. If 2 degree or 3 degree alcohol is taken, then alkene will be the major product, while ether will be the minor product. This is because of 2 reasons. Reason also I wrote. 2 degree and 3 degree alcohol undergoes elimination reaction rather than substitution. 2 degree and 3 degree alcohol follows SN1 mechanism, while for the formation of ether, SN2 mechanism is required, which has been followed by 1 degree alcohol. So 1 degree alcohol only follows the SN2 mechanism. 2 degree 3 degree alcohol, they follows the SN1 mechanism. Why? Time and again I will not teach, because I told you for the formation of SN2 mechanism, what is there? SN1 mechanism, carbocation should be formed, and 2 degree 3 degree alcohol, they have got the alkyl group, they will increase the electron density at carbon atom due to plus I effect. So breaking of OH bond will be easy and formation of carbocation will be easy. Okay, correct? So just see, you can see the reaction also. What kind of alcohol this one? This is 2 degree alcohol. Okay, what is this one? 2 degree alcohol. So just see, now 2 degree alcohol, they undergoes elimination reaction. So 1 OH from here and 1 H from here. Please don't remove this H, because from the same carbon atom OH and H should not go. OH is going from this carbon atom and H will come out from this carbon atom. So what is the product here? CH3C double bond CH2, and here what is there? H is there. Correct or not? Minus here H2O. Correct? Now this would be the major product. This is alkene or not? Now some amount of this ether will also form. CH3H, CH3O, now C, here H, here what is there? CH3, and here what is there? CH3. Correct or not? Have you got this one? What is this one? This is ether only, and this is minor product. What is this one? Minor product. Same is the case with 3 degree alcohol. In 3 degree alcohol, you will get this alkene. Just see here, CH3, C, here what is there? CH3, double bond CH2. This OH, and from one alkene here, double bond would be there, one proton will come out, H2O. So here also minus H2O. Instead of writing downside, I wrote this side. That doesn't make any difference. And some amount of this ether will be formed. CH3C, CH3, here also CH3, here O, C, CH3, CH3 and CH3. Okay, name you write. So this will be the major product, this will be the major product, and this will be the minor product. Okay, so ether will become here minor product if you will take 2 degree and 3 degree alcohol. Okay, and instead of substitution reaction, elimination reaction will be taken place. Instead of SN2 mechanism, SN1 mechanism will be taken place. Okay, so I hope that you understood this one. Now let us move to the another method, that is Williamson synthesis. Okay, so now Williamson synthesis. This is second method of preparation of ether. Only 2 methods are given. Okay, and this is most important method, Williamson. So as you know, Williamson is the name of scientist. Okay, just see what about the preliminary information regarding this method. This method is better than dehydration of alcohol method. How? Just see. In that method only symmetrical ether can be prepared. Here symmetrical, unsymmetrical, alkyl aryl ether means phenolic ether can be prepared. Okay, so this is versatile method, and the range of formed product or range of synthesized product is more. Variety of ether can be prepared by this method. Okay, and this is laboratory method of preparation of ether. This is laboratory method of preparation of ether. Okay, now the most important thing is ether containing 2 degree and 3 degree alkyl group can also be prepared. While in previous method what was there? Ether means ether containing 2 degree 3 degree alkyl group cannot be prepared, because already in the precautions we have written that unhindered alcohol means 1 degree alcohol can only be taken. The moment you will take 2 degree and 3 degree alcohol, product will be the alkene. Okay, so there ether containing 2 degree 3 degree alkyl group cannot be prepared, but in this method it can be prepared. Okay, now actually what is the Williamson synthesis? In Williamson synthesis what is there? When alkyl halide, remember alkyl halide always should be primary. Why it should be primary will tell you. Again same problem, if you will take 2 degree 3 degree alkyl halide, then what would be there? Alkene will be the product, because 2 degree 3 degree alkyl halide undergoes elimination reaction rather than substitution reaction. And Williamson synthesis is also an example of SN2 mechanism, nucleophilic substitution reaction. And the moment you will take here secondary and tertiary alkyl halide, they will follow the pathway of SN1 mechanism. Okay, so remember here alkyl halide, it doesn't mean that if you will take 2 degree and 3 degree alkyl halide, so ether will not be prepared. It can be prepared, there is no doubt, but yield will be less. So primary alkyl halide you should take for the better yield of ether. Okay, that is why I wrote here, when alkyl halide primary is treated with sodium alkoxide. What is sodium alkoxide? Alcohol, you know alcohol react with sodium, and this reaction only proves that alcohol is also acidic in nature. Okay, but alcohol cannot react with NaOH, phenol react with NaOH. So what does this indicate? This indicates that phenol is better acidic than alcohol, better acid than alcohol, correct or not? So just see how you will get the sodium alkoxide when sodium react with the alcohol. So then ether is formed. So what is the ultimate meaning of this one? When alkyl halide is treated with sodium alka oxide, then ether is formed. So just see here, basically two-step reaction is required. First, this is alcohol. Alcohol should be treated with sodium metal. Then what you will get? Sodium alka oxide, RONA plus H2, hydrogen gas will come out. Okay, this is sodium alka oxide. Now second step is this one. Whatever I wrote, that is for the second step. Now this sodium alka oxide, is reacting with alkyl halide. So always remember, alkyl halide should be primary only. Then what would be there? NaX will come out and ether will be formed. Okay. Now the post-mortem of this method means some inner information of this method. I wrote here, reaction follows SN2 mechanism. Okay. So what is the meaning of SN2 mechanism? Transition state will form and a nucleophile will attack from rear side, correct or not? And one electrophilic center, means electron deficient center should be there, where nucleophile attack from rear side, then transition state will form, and in transition state one leaving group would be there, one attacking reagent would be there, both will be formed by the temporary bond, and afterwards they will release the leaving group. Okay, so just see here, reaction follows SN2 mechanism. Second one, alka oxide ion. What is this one? This is alka oxide ion. RO negative ion act as a nucleophile. Just see, this oxygen is carrying lone pair of electrons, so this is a nucleophile, and carbon of alkyl halide act as electrophilic center. Electrophilic center means electron deficient center. Okay, and nucleophile always attack on electrophilic center, means where electron density is less. So all information you have got. Okay, now just see, already what you have written here, this method is good for the preparation of symmetrical, unsymmetrical, phenolic and ether containing 2 degree and 3 degree alkyl group. So just we should write here for symmetrical ether how it is good. So just see, if you want to prepare symmetrical ether, then sodium alka oxide should also contain the alkyl group containing same carbon atom as with alkyl halide, means alkyl group of alkyl halide and alkyl group of sodium alka oxide should be of similar. Okay, then only symmetrical you will get. When you will get the unsymmetrical, when sodium alka oxide and alkyl halide both have got different alkyl group. Okay, both have got different alkyl group. So just see, for symmetrical ether, just see, first you take CH3, CH2, OH, okay, their reaction with sodium metal, then what you will get? CH3, CH2, O, Na plus H2, okay. This is step number first. Step number first. What is the name of this one? Sodium ether oxide. Sodium ether oxide. So write down here, sodium ether oxide. Okay, now in the second step, just a minute. So in step number first, sodium ether oxide is formed. Now in step number second, this sodium ether oxide will react with alkyl halide containing same alkyl group. Okay, so write down here, CH3, CH2, O, Na plus, suppose I took this alkyl halide. So here ethyl group is there, here you also write ethyl group. Okay, now what is the product here? NaBr will come out. So what is the product here? CH3, CH2, O, CH2, CH3. Okay, now this is symmetrical ether or not? Because R is equal to R, that is why it is symmetrical ether. Now for the preparation of unsymmetrical ether, now just see here. Suppose I took this one, CH3, CH2, OH. first step is common for all. So here what is there? CH3 CH2 O Na plus H2. Now in second step you have to prepare unsymmetrical ether. Then alkyl group is present here is ethyl group. So for that one you have to take different alkyl group. So first you write that one CH3 CH2 O Na, and here what is there? Br CH3. Now here ethyl is there, here methyl group I took. This is NaBr. So here what is the product? CH3 CH2 O CH3 plus NaBr. Here also minus NaBr. Here also NaBr. Okay. So now you have got here unsymmetrical ether or not? R is not equal to R. Okay. This side methyl group, this side ethyl group. Now for the preparation of phenolic ether, what should be done? First just see, as you have taken alcohol and their reaction with sodium. So here what you should take? First you should take phenol. Okay. Phenol OH and their reaction with NaOH. NaOH. Please don't write here sodium. Okay. Here write NaOH. Okay. So here what would be the product? Here this one, this one, this one, this one. Here what is there? ONA plus H2. Okay. Sorry, not H2. H2O. H2O. What is the name of this one? Sodium phenoxide. Now this sodium phenoxide will react with alkyl halide. Okay. Na. Take here BrCH3. So NaBr. So here what is the product? The here product is this one, this, here O, here CH3 plus NaBr. NaBr. Okay. So what is this one? This is methoxybenzene. Now this is phenolic ether or not? One more thing is there. If alkoxide ion you have taken, it means sodium alkoxide is there. So alkoxide is nucleophile. But here in sodium phenoxide ion is nucleophile. Okay. That is the difference. Now just see, for ether containing 2 degree 3 degree alkyl group. Okay, how you will prepare? Just see, already I told you alkyl halide should be primary only. If you want to ether containing 2 degree and 3 degree alkyl group, then sodium alkoxide should have been taken 2 degree and 3 degree. Correct or not? Now in NCERT book they have given this example. So I am also taking this one, this 3 degree example. 2 degree can also be taken. There is no issue. Just see, sodium alkoxide. So first you take, now see, CH3 H and OH. This is alcohol. Their reaction with sodium metal. So what you will get? CH3C, here CH3, here H. This is ONA. Now second step, this CH3C, here CH3H, ONA will react with BrCH3. Okay, alkyl halide. So alkyl halide should always be taken primary only. If you want to make ether containing 2 degree 3 degree alkyl group, then secondary and tertiary sodium alkoxide should be taken. Okay. So this should be 2 degree and 3 degree. Alkyl halide always should be primary. So now this is removed. Now what is the product here? CH3C, here CH3, here also CH3, here what is there? O CH3. Now ether you have got containing 1, 2, 3 degree. Ether containing 3 degree alkyl group. Okay. Now for this 3 degree CH3, here also CH3, here also CH3, here OH. This is T-butyl alcohol. Their reaction with sodium. So here what would be there? CH3C, here also CH3, here also CH3, here what is there, O, and here what is there, Na. Okay, now here what would be there, CH3C, here what is there, CH3, here CH3, ONA, here also alkyl halide should be primary, CH3. So here what would be the product, NaBr will come out, here CH3, CH3, here also CH3, and here what is there, OCH3. Okay, have you got this one or not? See, this is ether containing 3 degree alkyl group. Okay, so this is all about the Williamson synthesis. So this is versatile method, and I hope that you understood. Okay, so now why we should not take 2 degree and 3 degree alkyl halide? 2 degree and 3 degree alkyl halide should not be taken because they will undergo elimination reaction and alkene will be the product. Okay, okay, so just see the precautions. Precautions are limitations of Williamson synthesis. What is the first precautions? Alkyl halide must be primary. If secondary or tertiary alkyl halide is taken, then these halide will undergo elimination reaction and follows SN1 mechanism rather than substitution and SN2 mechanism. 1 degree alkyl halide follows SN2 mechanism and undergoes substitution reaction Okay, just see here. Now see, this is we have got here ether which is containing 3 degree alkyl group. Okay, so for the preparation of this one I took sodium alkoxide tertiary group, but alkyl halide I have taken primary only. I took primary only. Okay, suppose I am reversing the condition. I am taking 3 degree alkyl halide. Okay, CH3. Okay, and this one I am taking CH3ONA. Okay, means here CH3OH is there, their reaction with Na. So here you will get CH3ONA plus H2. That is the first step. Okay, first step. Now this is reacting with the tertiary butyl bromide. Okay, so do you know what would be the, now this is tertiary alkyl halide, so it will not undergo substitution reaction. Okay, of course it will undergo substitution reaction, but in addition to substitution it will undergo elimination reaction also. Then in addition to the ether you will get the alkene also. What is the reason, that also I will explain. So now what would be the product? One product would be here, just see, NaBr will be there, and this is methoxide ion. So methoxide ion is not only nucleophile, it is base also. What is this one? This is strong base. What is this one? Strong base. So it will abstract one proton from here. This is CH2 and H. So it will abstract one proton. So one product would be CH3OH. Okay, understood or not? This is not only nucleophile, it is a strong base also. And what is the quality of base? Base is always in the hunt of proton. So from CH3 group, one proton it will take. So the methyl alcohol is the product. Another one is NaBr. And now what is rest product? Rest product would be, just see here. Now here double bond would be there. So here C double bond CH2 CH3 CH3. So now this is elimination reaction or not? Why elimination? Because from this carbon atom Br is coming out, from this CH3 group H is coming out. So when the atom or group of atom is coming out from the same carbon atom or adjacent carbon atom, that is elimination reaction. So what is the name of this product? The name of this product is 2-methyl propene. What is this one? 2-methyl propene. This is major product. Okay. Now have you seen here ether? No, ether is not formed here. Okay, that is why always we should take, this is not a correct method for the preparation of ether. Ether containing tertiary alkyl group, this is correct method. Means what, once again I am telling you, for the preparation of ether containing secondary or tertiary alkyl group, we must take alkyl halide primary. We must take alkyl halide primary. And now this sodium alkoxide may be tertiary or secondary in case of preparation of ether containing 2 degree 3 degree alkyl group. If you will take alkyl halide 2 degree and 3 degree, so they will undergo elimination reaction and they will follow SN1 pathway. Right now which pathway this one? This is SN2 pathway. So they will follow the SN1 mechanism, and instead of substitution they will follow the elimination reaction, and alkene will be the product. And what we want substitution and SN2 mechanism. Okay, so this is the first limitation. What is the second limitation of this one? Similarly, for the preparation of phenolic ether, alkyl halide must be primary only. If you will take aromatic alkyl halide, so aromatic alkyl halide, what would be there? Because of resonance, Cl will be bonded with, or X will be bonded with benzene ring through partial double bond. So their substitution would be difficult. Okay, so if you want to take, or if you want to prepare phenolic ether, then sodium phenoxide, means phenoxide should be acting as a nucleophile. Just see here, suppose you want to prepare this one, OH plus Na. So here what is the product? Here product is, this is sodium phenoxide, and their reaction with CH3Br. So here what would be there? You will get O and CH3 here plus NaBr. Okay, now this reaction can be written like that also. Just little bit I rub this side. See, suppose you are changing the condition. What is that condition? Instead of just see, means suppose you are taking this one. See, now first step is common only. This is phenol, their reaction with sodium. So you will get, okay, just a minute. Now suppose you are taking this one aromatic. Take this one aromatic. So suppose here Cl is there, and take this one aliphatic, CH3ONA. Then what would be there? Just see here, resonance would be there or not? Now what should be there? Na should react with Cl, but here partial double bond character would be there, so replacement would be difficult. Hence what would be there? No reaction. Why no reaction? Due to resonance, Cl is partially double bonded with ring. Hence substitution is difficult. Substitution is difficult. Okay, substitution is difficult. Okay, so this is also there. One more drawback is there. What is that drawback? Diaryl ether cannot be prepared. Diaryl ether. Third one, write down. Diaryl ether cannot be prepared. Okay, why diaryl ether? Means this is diaryl ether, this is benzene ring, here O, here this side also benzene ring. So for the preparation of this one, what should be there? You are forced to take aromatic, means aryl halide, and aryl halide same problem would be there. How you will get this ether? means at least one aryl halide you should take now. The moment you will take aryl halide, this problem will come. This problem will come. Then what would be there? Now substitution won't be there. Substitution of this Cl won't be there. Hence reaction won't be there. So these are the three limitations. Diaryl ether cannot be prepared. In this way, now method of preparation of ether is completely completed. Thank you. Now duration is more. Sorry. Because I wanted to finish this one today only.